I think it is essential to know the difference between a war designed to unify a region and bring a group of people otherwise historically associated into a single kingdom with a single ruler and unjust dislike of one's neighbors. I do not war because I hate my neighbors. My wife, she hates Muslims, and she would have me war out of hatred. I war because this region needs to be brought together. I am the man to do it, and once my wars are done, I will show these people peace, prosperity, and unity, even when they themselves would prefer conflict. Hello and welcome back, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3, friends of the channel and newcomers alike. We are here once again with Duke Wenhenden of Cerneu. Now, our health isn't that good, so we only have to live probably until 1150, then the Pope will eventually give us money again. 5.6 is not a bad amount for getting to where we need to get to. We have 2 populist revolts of some significance. This guy's a problem. And then we have this peasant rabble that we're probably gonna have to fight off. Hopefully we can get through that pretty fast. Our son here, we're gonna do what somebody suggested, which is use the new give directive command to tell him to do what I suggested, which is convert faith. Now there's a whole list of things so that you need one of to do this, but the easiest one to get for somebody who's not like specifically already got permission to do it, like when you have maximum authority or you're administrative, is just to get 50 approval, which is pretty easy to do in a normal game where there's no restrictions. We should also, I think we will befriend him. Actually, should we befriend Demetrius first? I think that makes more sense. So we'll befriend Demetrius, then we will befriend Oliadard. Let's look at the family tree too before we get started. So this is our little house. This is House Cerneu, the Várdos dynasty. Here's the whole house. We're gonna bring everybody up so you can see. There's poor dead Jacob. Okay. So the house has gotten bigly. Sophia Philippa needs to get married again. We should find her a good spouse. Maybe a knight. French or Andelusian both make sense, though Muwalladi doesn't. She's in her 40s, so probably someone in their 40s. This guy's very good. I think that's fine. Please marry him. All right, starting at the far left with the children of Jacob, or Game. His daughter, Countess Luca, had 1 child. His son, Count Attila, had 1 side, Count Ikov. His son, Count Soma, has 1 child, Count Jacob, who actually took the area in. So let's see. So he is Count in Russia, and he is Russian and Orthodox. And he is Count in Tarragon, and he took both. Wait, that's weird. Is that right? Yeah, he took both counties here, which I wouldn't have expected, but probably there was a rule against outside. One of them was probably under a rule that prevented outside inheritance, like being taken away. So that split this in a way that I wasn't expecting, but is good for the future of unification. Then we have Astruca and her child Teresa. Both of Teresa died, of course, without getting married because they died. Well, she died of murder. Wait, did she die of murder? Yeah, she was murdered, and she died, I think, yeah, of the measles. And Melusha, who eventually became a leper later in life, has Duke Francis, Wilhelmina, Count Jordan, Count Bernard, and Count Bosnid. These are all the people who were in Burgundy, specifically in Provence, I think it was. Maybe wrong about them being in Burgundy. No, definitely Provence is in Burgundy. Okay, that's not me making things up. That's me remembering things correctly and then being worried. Oh, now everything's closed. That's fine, we'll just open them as we go. So then we have Count Huppold. Old Huppold is still alive, he's 61. His health is failing just like ours is, but it does that when you get older. So we have his oldest daughter, Ulrike, who has sons. We have Count Alberto, Leonid, and Raffaello. They are all in Italy. He was a count at one point in time. Apparently his son is a count now, probably ousted. Then we have Count Otto, her oldest son, who is count in Arezzo. I should say his oldest son. We're on Huppold. I thought we were on the previous person. He holds the 1 county that Huppold didn't lose. Then we have Joffre and Pagan. Then we have Countess Delinda, who has Arnulf, Adelaida, and Albrecht. Then there's us. We know us, right? Dimitri. Oh, we need to change Demetrius's name because Demetrius is not a valid name for. You cannot name your own children after yourself. That's against the rules. You can name later children, but not the first child after yourself. Otherwise, we'll only have the same name for the whole game, and that's not really fun. I don't know why I accidentally clicked on that, but that's cute. It's not what we wanted, though. So we need to change your name. We can. I know we can. Maybe we just can't do it from here. I've changed the names. Oh, there it is. I don't know why I didn't see that before. Let's just flip through here. Yaroslav, Yon, Karak, Svend, Fulbert, Ermengol, Svend, Demetrius, Ott, Ermengol, Ulfir. I would prefer something like Willem, something that that fits this part of our legacy as opposed to the Russian part of our legacy. So I think this is fun. Willem, a much better name. Yes, it is. And then Udallard, because he's been landed for longer, has more children. He has a Valencia, Baron, who is his heir, who is handsome. He's one of the few inheritors who still has the handsome trait. That's okay though, because it stays in the genes, right? We have Udallard, just like Udallard, his father. Then Sibylla. Eleanor has Munia. She was married matrilineally, so her children, because she's married to an unlanded person, so her children are in the family. We have Flor, who I do not believe was married matrilineally. No, she was not. So her children are of his family because they had a duchy, a county that they lost like right after they got married. Then we have Celia, who's married to this knight. Then we have Blanca, who is too young to be married. Then we have Sophia, our sister, who has Gosfrid, the count that we ditched on, who's no longer count. We then have Sibylla, who is married to this unlanded guy, this Bosnid. It's the same family that... It's not right. Who married into the Bosnids? I know somebody did. Oh yeah, is that different Bosnids? No. He's one of the Bosnids. He's not one of the Bosnids, like isn't directly related to us ones, but he definitely is. Yeah. And then we have Philippa, who had the 2 daughters that died of the measles, and her son, Joffre. She's currently unmarried. I think we just married her to a knight. And then we have Baroness Estefania, who had these 2 young girls who are part of Aragon. Okay, that's the family. In their current state, let's go. We need to make money. We need to become a king. We need to get this time to pass. I accept your marriage proposal. That's good. I'm thinking of sending our neighbor a hostage, specifically not our daughter, but our granddaughter, who wants to exchange. Oh, it's exchange hostages? I thought I would be sending a hostage. I wouldn't mind exchanging hostages either. They're the same age as my granddaughter. This is his daughter, which is a little bit of a closer relationship, but still, I think that's fair. We'll provide his daughter with a good education so that we can have peace in the land, so he knows that we have no territorial desires on his kingdom anymore. Now that we've cut out what we consider to be ours, we're happy to do with it. You want us to let him go? I didn't even know he was in our prison. Yeah, we would absolutely let him go. We would have let him go without you asking if we'd realized he was there. Thanks for the reminder, Demetrius. It's nice to know that some people are looking out for the people that we forget about in our prison, because we aren't. Not on purpose. That's not it's not when. When is not the reason why we're forgetting about those people. I am the reason why I forget about those people. The pact is in place. Let's find her a guardian. Educate child. She has not decided what she wants to do with her life yet. So let's just find her someone smart. I mean, he is our court tutor. Makes a lot of sense. We're not going to convert anything though, because that would be unseemly. Befriend friendly assistance. So Infantia, my wife, Infantia Muinarana, is helping us out with some information about our son. I mean, thank you. That's good to know that you also have a close relationship with our son. Hopefully she's calming down a little bit over her hatred of Muslims. She definitely had some early on, but it feels like that might be calming. She's a holy warrior after all. It would make sense that she would be not very trusting of our Muslim neighbors. Infantia Muniadana, it is always a pleasure to see you around the court. Leave me be, Mayor. Why such hostility? I have never done anything to you, and your husband and I are very close. Yes, I know. I wish that you weren't. Why? Why would you wish that? Because I think that you are suggesting to him that he does not participate in conflicts, that I believe he should. I am not able to sway him any more than you are on that matter. In fact, I would believe that up until this point, he has listened to you far more than he has listened to me or any of his other Muslim advisors. Yes, well, that doesn't mean that I have to like it. I think, madam, that you should embrace your husband's pragmatism, because It is the thing that is leading most rapidly to safety for Christians in this land. You know, we're a pragmatic conqueror. We're only conquering the things that we think we need, not everything. What is this? Someone is challenging me to a board game. Who are you? Do I even know you? I don't even know you. But I'm just too gregarious not to play board games with people. How could I just not, right? I think we're going to focus on stabbing. You'll never see my moves coming. Innocent whistling? Yes, just as planned. We lost. We'll see who wins next time. Well, the better woman won, so we can give her credit for her win, which will stress us down a little bit and make her like us. Great. We don't have to win every chess game, you know. We just got to win the ones we got to win, right? Against the people who we need to, like, win against, right? That's right. We got to win against the people we got to win against and lose against the people we lose against. It's okay. We don't need to stress down. Getting done faster is always good, though, so we'll do that. We did actually have a tiny bit of stress. I couldn't even see it, but it did exist because I saw that line go down. I don't think there's much chance we're going to make the money faster than... Well, we could get good events, right? Let's just check our knights, make sure our knights are properly organized. Let's ban... just ignore the letter from that fool for a second. This is all good. Okay. Nope. Wartime. You can't just rebel against us. That's not how this works. We are the rightful duke. We're soon going to be king. You need to accept our rule, okay? We don't like having to fight you. Not only because it costs us money that sends us backwards on our goals, but also because why would we want to fight you? Because we're barely better at this for one simple reason, and that is because we have the bonus for leading our own armies. But I'd rather have somebody else. Who are you? You're not good enough to be a knight, so I'm not paying for you, but it was tempting. This guy with his rough terrain and reckless, maybe? He's an unyielding defender, a flexible leader. It's actually really interesting. I'm going to lead it myself because everybody that I use as a commander is serving as a knight, and none of them have traits that are good enough to validate removing them as a knight. Befriend the dance. That was not enough, but we are now closer to being friends with Demetrius. Excellent. Time to become friends with Ullard. We haven't forgot about you, my son. We just did it in order, because that made the most sense when we had to make the decision. Totally arbitrary, and definitely not a bad thing. So we're definitely winning this. Of course, these battles, you almost always win them. Even though they're giving them more troops now, you still almost always win. Stewardship perk available. Force our demands. What is the stewardship perk? Professional workforce. Good, we're almost to centralization. We might learn to move to learning afterwards. Not really sure. Let's look at our prisoner. So this man is a Catholic. He's not a great knight, but he is a good commander. We already have a defensive commander. I think we're going to recruit him because we could possibly use him as a commander. And he could serve as a knight too. He is an 8. Now I'm slightly less inclined towards giving an 8 who is a peasant leader who rebelled against us an exception. I do not understand you, sir. What do you mean? What do you mean, my lord? What do you mean, my lord? Why would you rebel against me? I've done everything to make peace in this land. Things are prosperous, and you are more defended against the Muslims than you ever have been before. Yes, but you do not look to your people enough. And what? And you let them stay. Why wouldn't I let them stay? They live here too. They're doing you no harm. What does you and this kingdom more harm than any of my Muslim followers is rebellion and death, and the killing of people for no reason in pointless wars. You do not consider your wars pointless. You are very lucky that I am a generous man. There are many lords in this land that would have you hung for that. Yes, so he will serve as a knight. Force. Hopefully he gets over his problem with us soon. Let's disband the armies. Okay, it cost us 20-ish gold. It's not too bad. That's not too bad. Knowledge within grasp. So we can study our son. I think we will. Gain new insights. Nice. Studying interests. Ooh, a little faster. Nice. It is good to learn more about our children and to become more accustomed to our realm. You know, both of our boys are adults now. Maybe we should try to get to know our other children better too. I do have a tendency to focus on the boys sometimes. Well, I mean, Demetrius did. Me, I don't do that as a player too much. Now, these are very interesting. I do want Inner Circle because I want this locked. In case we end up outside of the region, I don't want the dynasty to... Like, in case the dynasty head moves out of the region, I don't want the dynasty to lose access to these. But I think... it's really hard to say. Inner Circle could save us tons and tons of money. But Republican education now would mean, even though they wouldn't be very good, this generation that we're trading right now would get their traits. I think that's more valuable to us in the long run is just starting the Republican educations, and then we can take that next. Which does mean we're not going to be getting the savings from it. Also, I think we need to get a seneschal back, because I have a feeling we have a little bit of control down everywhere. Give it to our daughter or give it to our knight? Give it to our daughter, I would say. Cecilia can do the job. Appoint you. Yeah, that's a bit costly, but we've got the money. We're fine. Through downcast lashes, my eyes meet Countess Estefania for what feels like the 20th time tonight. Ugh. Gotta love these events. Gotta love these lust events when you have such strange traits. I mean, they're good traits. I love our traits, but honest cancels out the lustful one, and lustful cancels out the honest one. We just gotta eat the stress, right? No, my heart does remain pure. I might be lusty, but I am dedicated to my wife. I am a good Christian, okay? This is a burden that I have to overcome, just like my father would. Befriend a good word. So yeah, you're helping with our other son. That's great. Thank you. It's not as good a chance. So you don't know this son as well as you did the last one, but hopefully it works out, right? Demetrius's first bonds. So our eldest son remembers how well we treated him as a child, and he's very happy about it. We'll give him the loyal trait, because it's a good trait, especially for a diplomat. Gives him that one extra, takes his intrigue down, but his intrigue is already tanked. His intrigue was tanked mostly by his traits, right? No, he doesn't have any tanking traits for intrigue. He is similar to me, but he's actually quite different. He is much more focused than I do. I also feel like he's a little bit more military-minded. Like he asked us to be a knight, right? Well, we aren't really interested in that, and I always rely on you, Muniadana. Thank you for succeeding. I was worried you wouldn't, because you didn't know our son as well as you thought you'd. But you did know him well enough to succeed, so I shouldn't be complaining. Oh, wait, that's a new priest. So apparently the old priest we got is dead already, and this new guy is average. You know, a string of average priests is better than what we were getting before, right? I'd rather have a string of average priests than a string of pathetic ones, right? The last guy was actually okay. 14 is not bad at all. I shouldn't be calling him average, you know, especially for a position that's random instead of picked. 14 is actually quite good. And as befits the way we've been behaving, we have gained the nickname The Good, because we are very good. We are the good. Still quite a ways from Exalted Among Men. Well, we're not really doing anything to push it right now. We're not declaring any wars. Got lots of county development that needs to be fixed. That's fine. Don't need a better contract there. Don't really need this alliance with our son. But it's traditional to take every green alliance with our family, so we'll do. Nice. All right. So we have a very strong, positive family dynamic. Very good. And our new friend, of course, gives us piety. I love getting piety. I love, you know, there's a lot of different good cultural traits. But this one, I do like this trait, especially when you're here and you have this giving you the piety from friendship in the opportunity phase. I mean, sorry, this is compromise, right? Yeah, it's very good. So what are the traits of our people in charge of positions here? So you, my marshal, are honest. So we could befriend our marshal, and we have nothing in common with the priest at all. So let's befriend our marshal. He is Muslim, but he's also Sephardi, which is interesting. I like the way that the cultures, like especially like the religion-based cultures like the Jewish ones, once they get landed, they start getting people of other faiths. It's very interesting to me. Let's befriend him. Excellent odds. Good. Whew, okay, so we're getting close. About a year away from when we can start, when the Pope might be willing to get us money, a little bit more than a year away. We have 160 gold still to burn through. We'll get about 50 this year, leaving us with 100 when the Pope becomes available, which I think is fine. I am getting worried about our poor health. I wish Rolling with Filth would go off, but I think Rolling with Filth goes off 1 year after the Pope thing, so not much we could do about that. We could try to get the Hunter trait to the next level, but I'm not sure that's worth the money. Of course, the other thing is, once we got the next Stewardship trait, we could switch over to Learning for a bit. There's a couple of weird things I'd like to get in Learning that I think suit him, like not going down any path specifically, but I'd like to get to Apostate. It makes a lot of sense for us to get Apostate, right? Pedagogy, open-minded Apostate, I think is a good idea, because he is definitely that way. Befuddled with age. Nothing bad has happened yet. It's just stress. It's just stressed because we're getting old. Okay, it's no reason to panic. We're not infirm. We're not sick. It's just stressful that we're forgetting things, okay? It's fine. Starting to get to the point where maybe a hunt is good for stress. We'll see. If it gets any higher, the next time we get a stress event, we'll hunt to get rid of it. Hopefully we don't become infirm before we have the chance, though. I mean, becoming infirm is pretty random, so it's not like we can just predict that's going to happen. Valencia is getting up there in development. In fact, it's about to hit 19. Very nice. Befriend, knowledge within grasp. Try that again. We gained some new insights. Good. Our smarts are always helping us to get people on our side. It's a very positive trait of ours. Castillo is 16, pushing up hard. We're getting good development in every single province because of the buildings and because of everything else, right? Like, they get good development even when we're not pushing them, which I like. We're still almost completely unconverted, but we're not doing hard conversions here. We're just changing the basically the state religion. We're not forcing other people to stop worshiping their own faith. We're just, you know, we're strengthening the Christian presence. And yes, to some degree that is at the expense of others, but this is my grandson. This is Fabrice. This is Floor's son. Okay, well, we could find him a guardian. He wants to be learned. We could do this. Oh no, we can't, because he's teaching his own kids, which makes sense, but we could also give him to the tutor, right? So let's have him go to the tutor. There we are. Good. And yes, we do look out for our children, even the ones that don't stay in the dynasty. We're better at that than our father was, for sure. Oh, look at that. Sancho II of Aragon is now dead. Sancho III of Aragon is now king. He is my brother-in-law, of course, because I'm married to his sister. He is married to my sister, Estefania. They have 2 daughters, Maria and Periona. Hopefully they have a good rulership. He is like his father. He's quite gay. His mother, his wife is quite gay, but 2 straight daughters. Maybe the time of gay Aragon is coming to an end. This could be the last generation of gay Aragon. That's actually somewhat disappointing. We had our gay man with a bisexual wife who had a gay son with a gay wife. It's an interesting little sequence of events. I think we brought that up last episode too, though, that there was a lot of that up there. We just didn't specify how much it was. 100 away. Thank you, my friend. Hopefully. Let's see. You can do this place, because it's a lot further off. These places are probably going to be pushed up just by my trait. Did I imagine that I had? No, of course. I was like, my trait? I have served the crown. Yeah, I do. I was like, what? I'm not a marshal. Why would I have served the crown? Oh, because you probably picked it up from travels, you well-traveled young man. Well, not young anymore, but you were well-traveled when you were young. I was going to talk a little bit about how we're going to handle the rest of this series. I usually do 3 seasons of these series, each one 10 episodes long, each one representing sort of a group of a family. Because this one's different, because we're doing the randomization, what I've decided is that if the first character in a season dies before 10 episodes, which will be the norm, we will play as their direct heir. Once we pass 10 episodes, however many 10 episodes were passed, usually it goes someplace between 12 to 15, we will then randomize again. I'm planning to do at least 1 more season after this one, so we will be doing 1 more randomize, and I might do 1 after that, depending on how well the Wandering Noble stuff integrates into what I'm doing. If the Wandering Noble stuff integrates well in, then I won't feel like I need to push a new series sooner, and we can just make like season 3 and season 4 have Wandering Noble stuff in them. I'm hoping that's how it works out. We could deliberately take an unlanded character in season 3 in order to, but it's not actually unlanded characters that's good for. But we could, anyway, it's something we can definitely do, right? And remember, the randomized doesn't necessarily mean we won't be here in the Kingdom of Valencia anymore. It just means that we could be someplace else instead with something new to do. Munia? Koto. Maybe a Christian name. Anna is good. You can be Anna. Oh, what is this? Arranged marriage. So you, King Sancho, want to marry my niece to my nephew. So you want to marry your daughter to a very closely related nephew, Joffrey Várdos. This is Yom's son, Jacob's son. Am I right about that? Yeah. No, it's not. It's actually Philippa's son. Oh, well. I mean, it's a good match. It's very incestuous, though. It's starting to push. Okay, 4%, but it's not. I'm not the one pushing. He wants us to be matrilineal. That perfectly makes sense that it would be matrilineal because right now she's his heir. Let's do it. In fact, she is his heir, so he is arranging for his child, the queen's future. So yeah, she's his heir. We'll do it. It's a little incestuous, but it'd be nice to stay in that family line and to be closely associated with the kings of Aragon again. Gift of generosity. So our daughter wants to be generous. Okay, that's a good diplomacy perk. What is patient, though? Patient is learning. You're trying to be stabby. Well, neither of these hurt stabby, right? I will make her generous. That's fine. I've been looking at Demetrius II and thinking how he's going to play out. He's very different from Demetrius, but similar to his father, which is interesting. He's gotten over the curse of lust, but he's more diligent. Like, he's more focused on what he's doing, and he also cares about martial more, right? Like, we let him be a knight. He wanted to fight, and he's learned. His martial is naturally higher now than it was before, and I don't think that's from an item. I think he's actually just gained a point of martial. Yep, he'll actually be quite the knight when he can no longer serve as one when he has the armor. A scheme at the court? Why is somebody trying to kill my daughter, Eleanor? Well, please someone do something about that. Her husband has died from stress. That's not surprising. Let's find her a new husband. She's still young enough to have children. I mean, this count is looking for a wife, right? This is like far away, but again, we still have some association with that region. I feel like that would be a good marriage for her. Yes, that's okay. Her first two children are Cerneu's, her daughters, which is fine. And then she can maybe make a son for him, right? Go out there, get married to him. I think that's a good choice. Also get you out of the court, which might help you with your being murdered problem. You know? Bye. Hopefully we didn't send her to some place where she's more likely to get murdered. I mean, logically speaking, it makes sense to send somebody away who might get murdered, but game-wise, that's actually an iffy proposition, because you could be sending them to the court where they're less defended. And of course, murder plots absolutely chase you in this game. As long as you don't go out of diplomatic range, murder plots chase you. Although they might not chase you they might chase you out of diplomatic range too. I just know you can't start them out of outside of diplomatic range. Now, if we look at the Pope, how does he feel about giving us money? Oh, he considers us to already be wealthy. That's gonna make this tough. Well, this random rival of mine who I barely even... Oh, this is one of the, oh no, this is that adventurer. Yeah, I don't know why. Look, I don't even know who you are. You whipped yourself to death. That's not great. We're gonna get it pretty soon, just on ticking. I was just really hoping. Is there anything we can do to make the Pope like us 40 more? I don't think so. The interesting thing is it's possible that if we sent him, it's too high a gift. If we sent him a moderate gift, sometimes that helps. Challenge him to a board game. Maybe we could try to lose on purpose. You want to play chess with the Pope? You want to throw a game of chess against the Pope? Because I think we might just throw a game of chess against the Pope. What are we most bad at? Well, he's bad at everything. He's gonna hit learning though. We're most bad at swords. So let's just hope we can throw the game against the Pope. Okay, you got this, Pope. You can handle it. Yes. What? Why would you take it personally that we let you win? The better man won. Why would you won? Why would you get mad? That doesn't make any sense. That wasn't a rivalry though. That was closer to becoming rivals, right? We didn't become rivals with the Pope. No. You, sir, are swine. What? You just beat me at chess. You should be happy. I think you threw the game. Threw the game? Why would I throw the game? I think you thought that I, God's greatest servant on earth, was too vain to accept a dignified loss against a mere duke. I am far too honest to pretend that wasn't my plan. Well, at least you have more virtue than your father did. That definitely helps. Barely at all. Barely even matters. Okay, so he's either going to need to make a lot more money, or we're going to have a lot less. Oh, it's even more to seek an indulgence. I don't need an indulgence that bad. Fine, I guess we wait it out. I guess we gotta wait it out. The 6th hour. Goodness, being a duke really does take it out on you. I have to toil all day and much of the night too in order to stay on top of things. The peasants lead blessed lives in that respect. They don't have such pressures weighing down on them, causing them so much lethargy. Perhaps a little nap would do me good? I can sleep off the exertions of lunch and be ready to tackle the rest of the day. Prestige for stress. Lovely. No. We can take a nap. It's fine. We're not hungering for prestige that badly. So I guess we're just going hard, right? We're just pushing it straight through because the Pope won't help us out. The stewardship perk, that is centralization. We're gonna switch over to, oh, we can't yet. Can't do it yet. Okay, when is this able? to switch November of next year. So just over a year from now. There we go. That's fine. Centralization is a good perk, though. And it's really useful when you're pushing so much natural development growth, right? Like we're pushing lots of natural development growth. From the Murex, from the centralization. Whew. We are going to be a king soon, and it is exciting. This has been an extraordinarily calm, event-filled episode. Oh, pause that before he changes his mind. Our great patience saw us through. Oh, it was 425 because of our legitimacy. We could have bought it months ago. Okay, well, we should check these things. It's fine. It's fine. The Pope money is worthwhile anyways. We are now in the Valencian court. We have a dynasty banner and a house banner. We now have a royal court. We now have a lovely crown. We've gained the rank of mighty king. And our son is here to congratulate us. Let them see their new king. Okay, let us put up our banners. So we have a Várdos banner and a Cerneu banner. So I think we're going to fly Cerneu primary. And we're going to fly Várdos secondary. Like that. So our natural level is way down here. Let's see how much it'll cost us to get us above like 2 on each one. So that's 0.8, which puts us down to 7.3. At what point does food start to get good? I mean, the best one for food is the last one because it gives the disease resistance, right? But I mean, we can push food, right? Like if we could hit 4, I might be willing to spend enough to hit 4. Oh, servants is more important to me than lodgings, though. Yeah, we'll do the servants. Anything over here we want to do? We are a diplomatic court. The only thing we can change our court to would be scholarly. Scholarly is good. Would we change this? I mean, we are a diplomat, right? I mean, this is good if you get to 10, but scholarly is just good right at the beginning, right? We would be at this point. So here we would be at the tyranny down. Here we would be at guest courtier opinion. While I think that we are technically a diplomat, overall we're just a learned man, and our father really pushed the whole learning about the world thing too. There's some things we could buy here. We could increase the Murex, give us 0.2 more gold. We could increase the... I think if it's choosing between these, the Murex is always better first. So we'll do the Murex, and that leaves us, I think, in a pretty good position as king. As king, yes we are. Look at us, King of Valencia. Oh, we've done such a good job. And we've also finished one of our promote culture tasks. Nice. That basically guarantees that we are, well, for the near future, going to stay culture head. I do kind of want to change this culture, but I don't necessarily need to push it that hard. You know, at this point, I think he can go back to what he was doing before. I just feel like always leaving you on disease prevention just in case. That's called paranoia after the last 2 plagues. I was thinking you, sir, could go here and do that. What is it like here in Sephardi? It's 23. One of the good things, though, is we can now hold court, and hold court can give us events, which could make this happen faster, which is nice. I don't want to spend too much of our prestige, though, because our prestige is the fuel that we use to unify our culture, right? Let's do the hold court, though. We should hold court, especially since we have an unhandled court event. Who are you? The Sword of Democles. I hear a sudden crack as a section of the scaffolding breaks and falls to the ground, narrowly missing a servant. But for the quick instincts of Mazik, I am sharply reminded of the grisly murder of Prince Hughes of Orleans, taken before his time. Could this have been another foul plot? The life of a king can be so fraught with the worst kinds of peril if a poorly installed sword were constantly hanging over my head, waiting to drop at any moment. If only I had someone to look out for me, some sort of guardian for my mortal body. That fellow, Mazik, a diligent, sturdy individual, if ever there was one. Perhaps I should appoint him to the position. So you're saying, Mazik, this wanderer, who kind of likes me, so while we have no traits in common, we do have traits that I think are complementary, right? He's just, we're honest, he's trusting, we're gregarious. Those are complementary traits. So we wouldn't befriend him, but we could trust him enough to make him a bodyguard. Do I want to pay for a bodyguard? I think in a situation like this, we absolutely should. So we will pay him. He can be our bodyguard. It's nice to meet you. He is actually married to a Catholic woman. Interesting. Well, I would expect that in a domain as diverse as ours. All right. He should be serving as a knight. So we'll just make that happen because we have forced this guy to, yeah, that, all right. Berenguer. You don't have to be a knight anymore. You're vaguely forgiven. You no longer hate us, so you're vaguely forgiven. We'll get the new guy to be the knight, because he's better, mostly. All right. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne, while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. Gesture for the first in line to approach. My lord, I regret to inform you that the religious situation in my lands is out of control. I have tried to make my subjects see the light of our true faith, but too many of them persist in their wrong beliefs. I beg you to use your authority and power to help me. So you want me to convert faith in your county. Problem with that is that would disrupt the convert faith that we've been doing for the last 1,000 years in Valencia, which is not something I want to do. Peaceful coexistence is always the best solution. That is what we think. That is what we think. So what we think actually lines up with what's better for us. So we'll do that. He will not like us as much. This mayor... This is actually our steward. So this mayor is actually our steward. So it is our steward doing this. Yeah, man, you gotta come to understand that this is how things run around here. And if that means we have to kick you out, that means we have to kick you out. It sucks though, because you were a good knight and a good steward. Well, I mean, I really don't know how this guy thought it would turn out coming to us and telling us that we needed to do something that was literally against every principle that we've ever acted on. It sucks we have to get rid of him, but we do have a good steward. I had to fix her. Let's be clear. I had to send her away because, you know, I didn't like her husband. When did I lose Lesser Crown Authority? Did I never bother? I don't think I ever bothered to get it because I wanted to make people like me better. Get out of here. Thank you. Just so, let's now look. We should have a place available. It is you. And I will give this to our new steward, this guy. We will grant him this barony. Great. We will have to try to get him on our side. Share no traits in common with him, but we can at least sway him because he has nothing that's against us. I don't think he does. He's not shy. He's not deceitful. He's not chaste. And he's not greedy. We don't demand conversions. I guess we sway him first. My vassal mayor... Did I just not kick her out? She's not a mayor anymore. I have a brilliant idea. How about we host a fair? It's Russian. I have no interest in Russian... Yeah, I have no interest in a Russian fair. Chat at the court. I am faced with Anna Cerneu's sad eyes, which grow larger and more pitiful as her aunt, Flor, gently ushers her towards my throne. King! The girl has been at your court with no one to watch over her since the disappearance of her poor papa, I mean her mother. I guess her mother ran away to her new court without taking her children with her? Yeah, her children are friggin' wanderers. She just abandoned her two previous children. That's, that's great. Could you... I'm gonna have to invite her to the court after this is done. Oh no, you're the hostage. That's fine. You're actually relatively safe because there's not gonna be any war between us. Luis Garcia, this is my knight. He's bad at learning. Do I have a position open for a ward? I do. Sure, I'll teach the girl myself. That's fine. She's my granddaughter after all. There's no reason to leave her just out wild, not being cared for. Okay, well that was a change I didn't expect. I did not think that doing what naturally I felt was correct would drive away my steward, but I guess so. So now Count Ramon is our steward. He is Muwalladi and Catalan, and like I said many times, I don't actually object to those things. Like Catalan I am, and Muwalladi is we're good with letting people maintain their faith without being forced to change it. I was hoping for a little bit of help here with the Sephardi, but that'll happen in time, right? And yeah, we are now a mighty king. Otto, what happened to you? Who took your title? Not really my concern, though. A little out of my scope. It's too bad, though. Well, would you look at that? Demetrius decided to do the other half of the befriend action, making us friends. Good kid. I did want to be your friend, and it's very nice that you've been active about it instead of passive. Okay, we're a king. I think that's great. I think we've done everything we need to. Show Infante Ulardin at once. Yes. Yes. Oh, and he brought money. Haha. My son. I have two great and glorious sons. That is amazing to me. He brought us money. We're almost 60. We're still rolling in filth, but it's going to end this year. I almost want to just roll the time until we're no longer rolling in filth. It's only a minor penalty, though. It can't be making that big a difference. We're also going to change this, but that's still a little ways away. You know what, though? I think we're going to wait till next session to do those things. We're going to continue to do development. We might now be prepared to do de jure claims on the two islands. It feels like we would do this, and I think we will. These will be the last wars of our life, but we will leave Aragon its island until we can get it in some less unjust way. Possibly we just ask him for it though, right? Like, where is it? It's this, right? No, it's this one. Integrate title. I can't integrate a duchy, a county, right? They'd have to hold the duchy. Well, we'll see later. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join us in the next one. Goodbye for now.